I'm ready. Oh, God.
Do you mind just stepping up a little bit to the mic?
Okay.
Can you just start by telling us your first and last name so we have it? Tell us what happened yesterday.
My name is Shamira Cook, and yesterday morning I dropped my son off at daycare. His name is Santi Reynolds. Dropped him off at 8:55, and I received a phone call at 11:47 from the director saying that my son choked on a meatball and that they're working on him and that everything's okay, but we need you here. And when I get to the daycare, it's all the first responders in the daycare. All the staff is running around crying and just scattering everywhere. And when me and his father, Asani Reynolds, turned the corner to go in his room, they had my son on the floor doing CPR, and he was already intubated before we got there. And nobody called me beforehand. And I had to see my son laying there. He wasn't breathing. And everybody was just running around, and we're trying to figure out what's going on. And at some point, the EMS closed his room, and the director came out of nowhere, hugging me, saying he's fine, he's breathing. But when they're closing a door like that, I just know something's wrong. There's no way my son is breathing if they're closing the door and the blinds is down. My son was flatlining repeatedly in front of me. And this is all after being told everything was okay, that they was working on him before I got there. And I only lived 3 minutes from the daycare. All they had to do was just call me. They had to just call me. Even if they didn't know how to do the Heimlich, I work in a hospital, I could do it. I could get it out. And no one called to even give me that chance. No one gave me no chance to even get to my son. They let 15 minutes go by and my son is gone before anybody even get him to the hospital. I watched my son flatline for over an hour at the hospital. He tried. He kept trying. He just couldn't do it.
Have you heard from the facility what they said?
No, nobody reached out to us. No one called us. Even the EMS looked to the staff when they got him on a gurney to rush him to the ambulance and asked if anybody was willing to ride with us to the hospital, and nobody stepped forward except for one of the staff members that was able to do CPR on my son, and he wasn't even his teacher. And just to think that nobody was willing to even bother to even get in there with him. They was there the whole time. You can at least have the decency to ride with my son and at least give us some type of answers, but no one even bothered calling. I don't have nothing left for my son's shirt. I don't even want to take a shower because I got his scent on my skin. I'm just scared to take my clothes off because I guess this last smell I have on him. It's just, I wouldn't wish this on nobody. My son was only in daycare 3 hours and he was gone. The last memory I have of my son is him looking in the mirror and looking back at me when I was leaving out. If I would have known this would happen, I would have just kept my son home. I just came home from vacation with my son and my fiance and family. We just brought him to the beach for the first time last week. He touched the sand for the first time. And that was his first vacation. And 2 days into daycare, he's gone. I just don't get it. Oh, God. This is just a nightmare. I just feel like I'm sleeping. I just want to wake up. I just want to wake up from this. I'm just beating myself up because I'm a veteran and I took an oath to protect, and they didn't give me a chance to protect my son. I just feel like I let my country down and I let my son down. All they had to do was give me a chance to get to him. I have the training. They just had to give me a chance, and they didn't do it. I'm embarrassed to call myself a veteran because I'm supposed to protect.
You know, this is an unimaginable thing that has occurred. It's a parent's worst nightmare. You drop your kid off and you can't bring him home. Chris?
And we're here. Vanessa Cardoza, myself, Chris Murray from the Heyman Law Firm. We're here to get answers for this young family because, as Vanessa said, this should never, never have happened.
What are your next steps?
We want to perform a full investigation for the family, first and foremost, to get them the answers, not only that they need, but I think they deserve. They definitely deserve it under these circumstances. You don't leave your 2-year-old son off and expect this to happen. You expect to pick them up safe and sound at the end of the day, and this should never have happened.
So right now, take us through what you say you're looking for answers, obviously. What are some of the biggest questions right now as this all really starts?
Well, my client left her son in the care of the YWCA in New Britain. They should have taken care of this. This never should have happened. But right now we want to see 3 things. Number 1, what does the medical examiner's report say? Number 2, what does the police report say? Number 3, I'm sure DCF is going to do an investigation, and we want to get answers from them to find out what happened, why this tragedy happened, because we all can agree this never should have happened.
In the last 15 minutes or so, YWCA sent a statement. I'm not sure if you saw it, but they essentially said their staff followed the correct protocol. They were in contact with the family the whole time, which is not what you're saying, so I guess
No.
what's your response to that?
No, they were not in contact with me the whole time. I mean, lunchtime for my son's classroom is like 11:30. I got the phone call at 11:47. The phone call was less than a minute long. There's no way from 11:30 to 11:47 you in contact with me this whole time with me living 3 minutes down the street. There's no way. There's no way for me to sit there and just listen to that. That just angers me because they are parents themselves. Some of them have children that go to the same daycare. So for them to even have the audacity to say that they talked to me the whole process through is a slap to my face, especially when they've been knowing me since 2020, when they took care of my firstborn with my daughter. So they know me personally. Even when I was serving, they know me personally. So it's a slap to my face. I'm pregnant, and you guys are putting me in a situation with my child that I'm carrying now. And for you to sit up there and make that statement like that, as if you called me, his father, and all of his emergency contacts, that's absolutely not true. No one called us until the last minute. My son was not breathing. 3 people did CPR on him prior to us even getting there, and not one phone call until after they called EMS.
Did they attempt to Heimlich? Were they not trained properly? What do you think?
That's what we're waiting for answers on that. And I think the police department, along with DCF and the medical examiner, will provide us with answers. Children choke. It's a fact of life. As a parent, I know that. Vanessa knows that. This should never have happened.
We're going to ask them to the voicemail, or they got in touch with you right?
They got in touch with me 17 minutes later.
How long have you been bringing your son to that facility?
He's been going there for 2 years. So ever since he was small, he's been in their infant room and worked his way up to the toddler room with no incidents. Same thing with my daughter. No incidents back in 2020. She stayed with them all the way till 5 years old, till it was time for her to go to elementary school. So of course I trust them to take care of my son. I put him on a list before he was even born. That's how much I trusted them. So for this to happen, my son didn't even make it out. My son didn't even make it out. He passed away in front of his cubby. I can't even go back to go get his book bag because I can't do it. As soon as I go past his cubby, I'm just going to see him just laying there.
Were they watching him as he was eating?
That's something we hope to get the answer to when we get the police report. And we believe there's also a surveillance video, which we're going to ask that that be preserved so we can get the answers that the family deserves.
What's your message to the facility right now?
The message I want to put out there is just be honest. It's not like my family is out here rioting and destroying property. Just be honest, because this type of stuff shouldn't happen. And obviously it's a mistake on their behalf. So own your mistake, because if it was me, on the other hand, I would be in handcuffs. It wouldn't have been no questions about it. But because it's a facility, it's a longer process. No one's arrested. Nothing is happening. So I got to suffer and watch everybody just go on with their life where my son is gone. And I just want them to understand, put yourself in my shoes. You guys were taking care of my kid, and now you're saying that you guys were in touch with us the whole time, which is not even true. Just be honest. Give whatever you need to give so that way we can just get the answers. We at least deserve that. My family don't deserve to be in the dark because they want to save their company. At this point, it doesn't matter about protocol. Just have some type of humanity about yourself and put yourself in my shoes as a parent. You're going to want answers. And that's all I have to say to them.
Thank you.
Did someone start a GoFundMe and offers?
Not yet. We're working on it.
And how, lastly, just how do you want people to remember your son?
I just want them to remember my son as a loving boy. He was so sweet. And he was such a strong kid for his age and so smart. He picked up on things quick. He was in the kitchen trying to learn how to cook like his father. His father's a chef. He just picked up on seasonings and spatulas. He just picked on it so quick. And very protective over his sibling. Very protective over his sister. Yes, he was the youngest one, but he was very headstrong when it come down to her. And I just want them to remember my son as being a sweet boy. A sweet boy that was just kind and so playful and just loved to play tag in the house. I just want everybody to just learn from this and just take it from me. Just if you feel like you need to keep your kid home, just keep them home until stuff like this stop, because it shouldn't be happening. Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.